right, good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Dave Cave for tonight's episode of the Epic Basketball League, brought to you by the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little. Welcome to the Dave Cave for tonight's action, as we take a look at the final regular season game for the Detroit Pistons and the Philadelphia 76ers. And as you can see, if you look at the standings here at the bottom of the screen, these teams are tied at 8 and 11 in Silver Division play. And for those of you who have followed the Epic Basketball League, you know the deal. This is a relegation league. The top two teams of each division will move up a tier for the next season, and the bottom two teams go south. So the winner of tonight's Detroit-Philadelphia contest will survive and stay in the Silver Division for 73-74, and the loser gets dumped to bronze. So we'll see what happens tonight as Detroit and Philadelphia square off. We saw Detroit pick up a big win last week over the Phoenix Suns, who are at the top of the division, to save their skin, and now they have a chance to seal the deal here tonight and maintain their hold on Silver Division status. As we get ready for tonight's action, we'll run through the auto plays here first. And as we look at the rest of the standings, we can see in the bronze division there is also a neck-and-neck battle between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Buffalo Braves to see which of these two teams will secure the second spot in the bronze division and move up in the coming season. We may take a look at one of those games before the end of the season and the playoffs get rolling. But tonight it is Philadelphia playing host to the Detroit Pistons. The Sixers are favored by 4 points, and we will take you to tonight's starting lineups. First off, for the Detroit Pistons, it is Dave Bing, one of the 50 NBA all-time greats. He is your point guard, and he is the star of the show here in Detroit. He was an all-star in 72-73 and third in the league with 7.8 assists per game, as well as a top 20 scorer at 22.4 points per game. The leading scorer and another all-star here on the Pistons squad is the center, the big man Bob Lanier out of St. Bonaventure. Finished 10th in the league with 23.8 points per game and also nearly 15 rebounds a game. So Bing and Lanier are the two key guys here for Detroit. Rounding out the starting lineup is John Mengelt at the shooting guard, second-year man out of Auburn and also a double-digit scorer. Stu Lance, fifth year out of Nebraska, is your small forward. And it was Lance who came up big and made the big shot last week that cinched the victory for Detroit and gave them the opportunity to play for their lives here tonight in Philadelphia. And the power forward, very productive Curtis Rowe, 16 points per game, second-year man out of UCLA. And he is a big body down low, and he is a good one. So that's your starting lineup for the Detroit Pistons. For the homestanding Philadelphia 76ers, the starting point guard is the rookie out of Oregon State, Freddie Boyd. He was a member of the all-rookie team in 72-73 after being drafted number 5 overall in the 1972 NBA draft. He'll be backed up by the player-coach Kevin Lockery. At the shooting guard for Philadelphia is their leading scorer, Fred Carter, 20 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, very solid ball player. A couple of guys hurt tonight, so we will not see John Trapp at the small forward. In his place, we will see Jeff Halliburton, second-year man out of Drake. being pressed into emergency duty here. John Block is your power forward. He is 6'9", 210 out of USC, also having a very productive season here in the Epic Basketball League for Philadelphia. And the big man inside for the Sixers is Leroy Ellis, 11th year out of St. John's, averaging a double-double in the NBA with about 14 points and 11 rebounds per game. So those are your starting lineups for the two squads in this very big ball game. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ball game as we take you to center court at the Philadelphia Spectrum for tonight's action. And it is Philadelphia who wins the opening tip. Fred Carter's got it out at the top of the key, guarded loosely by Mengelt. And immediately Carter wants to attack. He's playing through an elbow injury, but that's not going to stop him as he goes to his right, gets into the lane, lays it up, and good. Fred Carter starts things off with the first basket of the night for Philadelphia. Coming the other way is the Pistons behind Dave Bing, their superstar point guard. And Bing wants to respond. He's going to attack the glass. He's 18 feet out, goes to the baseline. He's cut off, but he puts a short jumper up from in the lane and scores it, and we're tied at 2. Sixers back on the offense with Freddie Boyd at the helm. He sends it to the money man Carter, and Carter's going to attack once again from the perimeter. Dribbles to his left, and he's got his pocket picked. The ball is stolen by Mengelt, and Detroit takes possession. Here's Bing over to Lance. Back to Bing at the free throw line. He shoots and misses, but Curtis Rowe is there to tip it home for the Pistons. Detroit now leads 4-2. Philadelphia back on the offense. They go inside for the first time. They find John Block down in the paint. And we've got a whistle and an injury on the play as Jeff Halliburton is forced to leave the game. And he looks like he has got a significant injury, and he will be out for a few months, says the physician on the broadcast team for tonight's action. And he will be replaced by Manny Leaks. We saw some good stuff out of Manny Leaks in his last appearance on the channel. Second-year man out of Niagara. So Leaks into the game. Philadelphia still has possession, side out with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Leaks to inbound. He's going to look inside to Leroy Ellis. Ellis on the low block, working against Big Bob Lanier down there. The short jump shot by Ellis is blocked. Lanier swatted him. Leaks comes in and grabs the offensive rebound. Leaks goes to his left hand, tries to get a putback up. Cannot get the shot to go as Stu Lance tips it away and steals it. And a quick outlet to Bing, and the Pistons have 4-on-1 going the opposite way. Bing in the lead, sends it to Rowe on the right wing. Rowe back to Bing in the center of the court. And Bing is fouled on the drive by Manny Leaks. That is the first foul on Philadelphia, and that will be a side out for Detroit. 1 minute gone by in this one with the Pistons on top 4-2 in a big relegation game here in the Philadelphia Spectrum. Detroit on the basketball. Looks to set up the offense. They get it to Lance on the wing. His jump shot from outside is off target. Long rebound bounces high into the air, and it's pulled out of there by John Mengelt for Detroit. And Mengelt sends it back out to Bing, and the Pistons will reset. Bing has it now on the outside. Looks to drive, gets into the lane, shoots and misses. And the rebound is taken by Leroy Ellis for Philadelphia. So Philadelphia dodged a bullet there. They're still down by 2. And back on the offense, as for the third time in a row, they go to Carter. Carter on the inside, and once again, he's got it stolen away by Mengelt. And now Detroit has a 3-on-2. They get it to Lanier down low on the low block. He finds Mengelt cutting into the lane. Mengelt to his right hand, lays it up and good.
Mengelt.
So Mengelt off to a very productive start. He's got a basket, he's got a rebound, he's got a couple of steals. And Detroit is on top 6-2. Philadelphia looks for offense. They've got it in the hands of Boyd out on top. It's going to be Boyd coming off the screen, driving into the basket, goes to the right hand, lays it up around the rim and out. John Block grabs the offensive rebound for Philadelphia. Here's Block with a strong putback attempt. That's too strong, but he is fouled on the play by Rowe, and that will send John Block to the line for a pair of free throws. Block steps to the line, a 78% free throw shooter, but the first one rolls out. The second shot by Block is good, and that cuts the Detroit lead to 6-3. Pistons up 3 with the basketball. 10 minutes to play in the first period. They look to Lance. Lance in the paint, guarded by Leaks. That's a bit of a mismatch. He's going to try and dump it down low to Lanier. Lanier's little fadeaway shot is no good. Lanier gets his own rebound. Lanier on the putback attempt is good.
Lanier.
Big Bob Lanier working hard on the low block, and he puts Detroit up 8-3 now. Philadelphia still looking to get the offense going. They've got an open look for John Block on the baseline. His baseline jump shot is good.
John Block.
And the score now is 8-5. Detroit sets up the offense. They dump it inside to Curtis Rowe. This combination of Rowe and Lanier on the low block is potent for the Pistons. But Rowe has that one knocked away and out of bounds by Block. Detroit retains possession with 9 on the shot clock. Detroit to inbound. They find Lance with it on the wing. Lance needs to get a shot off quickly here. He tries to drive. He lays it in. He gets into the lane, but he is called for the offensive foul. And we'll go the other way. Good position there by Manny Leaks to draw the charge. Philadelphia back on the basketball, still trailing 8-5. The open man down low is John Block. Block in the paint, working on Curtis Rowe. There's a whistle, and a foul is called on Mengelt.
Foul is on Mengelt. His first personal, second team foul.
Mengelt called for the reach-in. That is a common foul, and it will be Leaks to inbound for the 76ers. The inbound pass goes to Carter. Carter working on Mengelt on the outside. Once again, he takes it to the lane. He's cut off by Lanier. He stops and pops. It rolls off the rim, and Curtis Rowe takes the rebound for the Pistons. Good help defense by Lanier to prevent that. And now Bing has an open look up in the free throw line, but we've got a whistle, and we have got a technical foul. John Mengelt, expressing some unwarranted opinions, has been hit with a technical foul, and it will be Leroy Ellis to shoot the tee for Philadelphia. The shot's good, and that cuts it to a 2-point lead. Ball goes back over to Philadelphia, to Detroit, still leading by 2. It'll be Stu Lance to inbound for the Pistons. He gets it out to Bing. Bing this time is going to look for an open teammate. Finds Mengelt. The perimeter jump shot by Mengelt is off target. The rebound is knocked out of bounds. Possession goes to Philadelphia. Sixers now with a chance to tie. 8-6 is your score. We've got 8.5 minutes to go here in the first period of a critical matchup in Silver Division play. Philadelphia sends it inside to Block. He flips it up on the run. It rolls off the rim, but Manny Leaks comes in to grab the offensive board for Philadelphia. Leaks on the putback attempt, rises up, off glass, off rim, no good. John Block comes out of there with the offensive rebound. Block with another shot at it. He misses. And it is LeRon Ellis with another offensive board. Philadelphia banging the offensive glass here hard. Ellis finally comes with a putback and scores it, and he is fouled by Lanier.
Leroy Ellis scores. Foul is on Lanier.
Spectacular team effort by the 76ers. Both teams are playing like they want it here tonight in Philadelphia. Give Ellis the basket and the foul. The foul's called on Lanier, and Ellis will step to the line to try and complete the 3-point play. The free throw is good. And now Philadelphia is out on top, 9-8. 4 minutes gone by here in the first period in Philadelphia. Detroit with the basketball. They get it to Mengelt on the wing. Mengelt's going to pop one from the baseline. That's no good. And Manny Leaks pulls another rebound for Philadelphia. Philadelphia sets up the offense. They're going to look inside to Leaks. They like that matchup down low against Stu Lance, and Leaks converts with the left hand to take advantage of that size differential and put Philadelphia on top by 3. 11-8 now is your score. Pistons basketball in the hands of Bing. Bing wants to attack. Steps to his left, gets into the lane. His layup is no good. He's knocked to the floor. The refs let him play. And now on the rebound, we've got a loose ball foul. And that is going to be charged against Fred Carter. That is his first for Philadelphia. The ball will remain here with Detroit for another crack at it after the loose ball foul on the 76ers. Bing and Lance playing catch up high. Bing tries to force it into Rowe. That's an ugly pass. That goes out of bounds. Ball goes over to Philadelphia. Sixers on top by 3. Boyd running the offense. They run motion and they get it over to John Block on the baseline. Block with an open look from the baseline. He left that one short. But another offensive board for the 76ers as Boyd gets in there to take the rebound away. They're going to reset the offense with a fresh 24. They send it down low to Block this time. Block working in the paint. Lays it up nicely around Rowe. But it rolls around the rim and off. We've got a whistle and a foul, and that is going to go on Stu Lance from Detroit. That will send Block to the free throw line for 2. That's 2 personals on Lance, and he will probably come out of the game here momentarily. Already 6 offensive rebounds for the 76ers as they are pounding the offensive glass. Block steps to the free throw line. His first attempt is off target. And as Block waits to put up the second shot, indeed we've got a horn, and Don Adams comes into the game, replacing Lance at the small forward position. And Adams and Leaks will be a much better matchup size-wise, as Adams isn't nearly giving up the height that Lance was giving up battling with Manny Leaks in there. Block makes the second free throw, and that makes the score 12-8 with 6.5 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Pistons on the offense. A 3-2 set. They get it to Rowe on the low block. Rowe puts it up over John Block. No good. And the rebound is taken by Ellis for the 76ers. Philadelphia continues to dominate on the glass. Back on the possession, they get it into the hands of Freddie Boyd, the dynamic rookie point guard. Boyd from the outside flips it over to Carter. The mid-range shot by Carter is offline. The rebound is knocked around and chased down by Mengelt for the Pistons. Bing and Mengelt now are busting out on a 2-on-2. As Mengelt dribbles down the right-hand side of the floor, will he take it to the lane? No, he gives it up to Bing. Bing drops it off to the trailer. Tried to hit Rowe on the trail. The ball is knocked out of bounds. That is a turnover. Philadelphia basketball. So Philadelphia with a chance to extend a 4-point lead. Right now the score is 12-8 as Freddie Carter and Freddie Boyd set up the offense. Here's a look for Carter on the outside. He steps around Mengelt, gets into the lane, shoots and misses. Rebound taken down by LANIER for the Pistons. But we've got a loose ball foul, and that's going to go on LANIER, and that is huge. That is the second foul on LANIER, and he now will be forced to go to the bench and sit out with some foul trouble. And as badly as Detroit is getting out-rebounded, they cannot afford to have Bob LANIER go to the bench. He'll be replaced by Willie Norwood. Willie Norwood, 6'7", 220 out of Alcorn State. Norwood's a decent player, but he doesn't have the size of Bob Lanier. And the Pistons are going to struggle on the boards until they can get Lanier back onto the floor. Philadelphia keeps possession. They lead 12-8. They've got it in the hands of Boyd. Boyd wants to look inside to Manny Leaks. Leaks to his left hand. Steps around Adams, lays it up and good. Manny Leaks now with 4 points off the bench, and Philadelphia leads by 6. Pistons back on offense. It's Mengelt on the outside. He's got Freddie Carter up in his grill. He's going to try and get into the lane. Steps around Carter. Gets into the paint. His finger roll is up off the glass and good.
Mengelt.
Nice take by Mengelt. Pulls Detroit back to within 4. Here's a quick shot by Boyd on the outside. He's got it knocked away. And Mengelt with yet another steal. Mengelt all over the place for Detroit tonight. Detroit has numbers in transition. Bing's got it. Steps around Boyd. Gets into the lane. Lays it up and good. Detroit needed that transition basket. It's now a 2-point game, 14-12. Philadelphia trying to slow things down and settle the game. They run the motion offense. They find Ellis with an open look from the baseline. Not a bad looking stroke from out there. He puts it up from 12. It's tipped away. And last touched by Ellis. Ellis appealing to the referees. He claims that he got hit on the elbow, but the refs aren't having it. And it's Detroit basketball. Pistons with a chance to tie. Into the game now for the Pistons is the sharpshooter Chris Ford. He'll be in at the shooting guard spot. We've got 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Detroit still down by 2, but they dump it inside to Curtis Rowe. Curtis Rowe in the paint, unloads from point-blank range. It's off the side of the rim, no good. And the rebound is taken for Philadelphia by Freddie Carter. Sixers have a 3-on-3 opportunity going the other way. Ellis has it down on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side of the court. Cross-courts it to Carter, who's wide open for the layup.
Fred Carter.
Nicely done by the Sixers. Philadelphia back on top by 4, 16-12. Coming back the other way, here's a quick outside shot by Bing, and Bing nails it. He's got 6 points now to lead all scorers on the heels of a 31-point game last week against the Suns. So Bing pulls Detroit back to within 2. Philadelphia puts it in the hands of Carter. Carter on the outside now working on Chris Ford, and Carter pushed him off. My goodness, we have seen some ticky-tack fouls here in the first period. As now we've got Lanier, Lance, and now Philadelphia's Freddie Carter all on the bench with 2 personal fouls, just not even 8 minutes into this ball game. Mike Price comes into the game for Philadelphia as Detroit sets up the offense. A little bit of confusion. Willie Norwood ends up with the ball in his hands way far away from the basket. He's going to try and get it down low to Curtis Rowe. He can't find Rowe. He's forced to put up the shot. That's no good. And John Block takes the rebound for Philadelphia. Norwood found himself in no man's land on that possession, and there was no one there to bail him out. Here's Philadelphia coming back the other way with Boyd. Boyd steps into the lane, lays it up, and good.
Freddie Boyd.
Boyd got back down court quickly, took advantage of the defense and got the easy layup to put Philadelphia back on top by 4. 18-14 is your score. Detroit with the basketball. They've got to look for Adams on the baseline. But Adams has the ball tipped away out of bounds by Leaks. Credit Leaks with a blocked shot, but the possession will remain with Detroit with 6 on the shot clock. Into the game for the first time for Philadelphia is their player coach and backup point guard Kevin Lockery. Detroit to inbound. They've only got 6 seconds to do something with it. They send it into Rowe. Pump fake. Shot. No good. Bing takes the offensive rebound for Detroit, and the Pistons will reset now with a fresh 24. They can set things up and see if they can make something happen here. As we say hello in the chat room to D. Scott Howard. How are you tonight, my man? Glad to see you here to check out some Friday night basketball from the Dave Cave. It's the Pistons and the 76ers. And the loser of this game will get bumped out of Silver Division status into the Bronze Division for the 73-74 campaign. Detroit with the basketball now. They get it inside to Don Adams. Adams and Leaks. A couple of wide bodies banging in there in the paint. A little fadeaway by Adams is no good. And the rebound is taken down by John Block for the 76ers. They kick it into Ellis down low. Ellis kicks it back out to Price on the perimeter. The jump shot by Price. No, he finds Leaks inside. The short jump shot by Leaks is off target. And the rebound is tipped away and cleared for Detroit by Curtis Rowe. Detroit still trailing by 4. Under 3 minutes now to play in the first. They look inside to Willie Norwood. Norwood working on Ellis. And we've got a whistle away from the action as Norwood kicked it back out to Bing, but Norwood is fouled on the play by Ellis. And it'll be a side out for Detroit. Adams to inbound. The inbounds pass goes to Bing. Bing now guarded out there by Lockery. What's he going to do? Bing dumps it inside to Nash under the hoop. The short jump shot by Nash is off the rim, no good. But the rebound is taken off the offensive glass by Chris Ford, and Detroit will have another opportunity. Into the game now for the Pistons is the rookie out of Hawaii, Bob Nash. He is at the small forward position. It's still Bing and Chris Ford at the guards. Don Adams at the power forward, and Willie Norwood down low for the Pistons. Pistons possession. Here's Bing outside, defended by Lockery, and Bing lost it out of bounds for the turnover. Ball goes back to Philadelphia. Fred Carter back into the game despite the 2 fouls. And Mengelt back in for Detroit. Here's Philadelphia with the basketball. They've got it in the hands of Price on the outside. Price shoots the jump shot, and it is swatted away by Nash. Willie Norwood takes the rebound for Detroit, and the Pistons will have another go at it. On the outside, it's in the hands of Bing. Bing wants to attack. Sends it over to Mengelt. Mengelt on the leaner, that's no good. And Fred Carter catches the rebound for Philadelphia. Here's a quick outlet to Kevin Lockery, and Philadelphia's got numbers on the break. It's 4-on-1 with Lockery in the center of the floor. Lockery drives around Mengelt, takes it to the rim, lays it up and good. And with 2 minutes to play in the first period, Philadelphia has now opened up a 6-point lead. Pistons work it inside to Norwood. Norwood from point-blank range puts it up. It's off the back of the rim, no good. But he is fouled on the play by Leroy Ellis.
His second personal, 4th team foul.
And that's going to be 2 on Ellis. Foul trouble abounds here in Philadelphia tonight as Willie Norwood steps to the line for 2 shots. Norwood cannot get the first one to drop. 71% free throw shooter on the season. Norwood missed them both. But the offensive board is knocked around and pulled out of there by Don Adams, and Detroit will get another shot at it. Into the game for Philadelphia on the break was Dave Sorensen at the power forward out of Ohio State. And Dale Schluter out of Colorado State has come in to play the center position. The ball right now is in the hands of Adams. Adams has a chance for an inside shot. He cannot get that to drop. And Manny Leaks takes the rebound for Philadelphia. Boy, Detroit's struggling. Only 30% from the field. Philadelphia not much better at 40%. As we wind things down here in a low-scoring first period of play. Philadelphia dumps it into Schluter down low. Schluter's working on Norwood on the inside. The short rainbow jumper by Schluter is good. And Schluter puts Philadelphia up by 8, 22-14. A minute and a half to play in the first period. Detroit goes inside to Norwood, and Norwood still can't get one to go. He's working hard down there, but cannot convert. And Dave Sorensen takes the rebound for Philadelphia. A quick outlet to Lockery, and the Sixers want to run. Lockery over to Price on the baseline. Price finds Schluter inside. Schluter lays it up and good.
Dale Schluter.
Dale Schluter on the receiving end of that dazzler. And Philadelphia now is up by 10, 24-14. Bing's got it on the outside, but he is slapped by Lockery, a slapping foul.
His first personal, 15.
And that will put Detroit into the bonus and send Dave Bing to the free throw line. Detroit needs points any way they can get them. And Bing missed the first shot. Starting backcourt returns to the game for Philadelphia. Bing hits the second. That breaks the scoring drought for Detroit. After leading early, they've now fallen down by 9 as we enter the final minute of play in the first period. Philadelphia gets it into the hands of Carter on the outside. Carter's got an open look out there against Nash. Carter shoots. It's around the rim and out, no good. But Dave Sorensen takes the rebound for Philadelphia. Sorensen is going to try and reset the offense. They get it to Lockery on top. Lockery looks to distribute. He finds Boyd on the wing. Boyd's going to take it into the paint. Adams slides over to cut him off. But Boyd puts it in. 26-15 now. Philadelphia with a double-digit lead as the Pistons tee up a shot here with only 19 seconds left in the period, 17 on the shot clock. The pass goes inside to Willie Norwood, and Norwood finally gets the jump hook to fall. First basket of the night for Willie Norwood. And that cuts the Philadelphia lead to 9, 26-17, as the Sixers prepare to hold for the final shot of the period. It's Lockery on the outside. He sends it inside to Sorensen. Sorensen puts one up at the buzzer, but it's too strong off the back of the rim. And that will be the end of the first quarter.
Detroit 17.
A very low-scoring first quarter, in particular for the Pistons. As we take a look at the first quarter box, the Pistons managed only 8 of 25 field goal shooting for a 32% mark and put up only 17 points in the period. Dave Bing with 7 points with those 3 costly turnovers for the Pistons. Bing leads all scorers. For Philadelphia, we got a whole slew of guys with 4 points and a handful of guys with 2 points. They're shooting 42% from the field, which is not great, but they have a substantial 17-10 rebounding advantage that has helped Philadelphia get off to this first quarter lead. 26-17 is your score as we head into quarter number 2. As we say hello to Jim Connell and Philip Reynolds in the chat room. Last time I watched the Pistons come back later against the Suns, so Philly had better watch out. They had better watch out indeed. And as us old guys probably remember, this Philadelphia 76ers team in 1972-73 was perhaps the worst team in NBA history. They finished the season with a record of 9 wins and 73 losses. And the number 1 overall draft pick in the 1973 NBA draft. And bonus points in the chat room if anybody can remember who they selected with that number 1 overall draft pick. So Philadelphia should consider themselves fortunate to even be playing in this relegation game with a chance to remain in the Silver Division, after fielding one of the worst rosters in NBA history. Billy Cunningham departed Philadelphia for the ABA. Coach Jack Ramsey jumped ship and went over to Buffalo. And 72-73 was pretty much a lost season for the 76ers. But they're ahead here after one quarter of this relegation game. The winner maintains their silver division status, and the loser drops down to bronze as we enter quarter number 2. Both teams thin as we come down to the end of the season, both due to injuries and foul trouble. The opening tip-off is in the air, and the jump is controlled by Philadelphia. Quickly they look inside to John Block. Block working in the paint against Rowe. Block shoots and scores. 6 points now for John Block, and Philadelphia once again has a double-digit lead. With it now for Detroit on the outside is Chris Ford. He's got Lockery all over him. He's going to look inside to Bob Lanier. Lanier lays it up and good. Jim Connell cheated and Googled it and found out that Doug Collins was indeed the number 1 pick. And I was a huge Doug Collins fan back in the day. One of my very first sports memories was the 1972 Olympic Games when Doug Collins was in that controversial game between the United States and Russia. And Collins was driving in for a layup, and he got undercut by one of those dirty Russians and went down and hit his head on the stanchion, but got up and made his free throws. And I thought that was the greatest human being on planet Earth. And when he went to Philadelphia with the number 1 overall pick, I became a fan of the Philadelphia 76ers. They would go on to pick up guys like George McGinnis and Julius Erving, and a few years later would win an NBA championship. And of course, Doug Collins went on to coaching and announcing greatness as well as his playing days. All right, coming back the other way, Lanier has just converted for Detroit. The lead is 28-19 for Philadelphia. The Sixers ahead by 9. And in possession here early in the second period. They get a nice outside shot for Lockery. And Lockery puts that one home to put Philadelphia back on top by 11, 30-19. Detroit comes back with Chris Ford. Ford tries to get it inside to Lanier, but it's knocked away and stolen by Lockery. Lockery runs the floor. They've got numbers. It's 4-on-3. Lockery dumps it to Carter. Back to Lockery into the lane. Lays it up and good.
Kevin Lowry.
Lockery converts on the break, and Philadelphia's got their biggest lead in the night, 32-19. Just 1 minute gone by in the second period. Here's an outside look for Stu Lance. The jump shot by Lance is off target, but Bob Lanier gets in there for the offensive rebound. Lanier on the putback takes it up strong, and he is called for the offensive foul. Oh my goodness, what a huge moment for the Pistons as Lanier has got his 3rd foul, and he's going to have to go back to the bench. Early in the second quarter, they are without Bob Lanier and trailing by 13, and things are looking ugly here for the Pistons. They're fixing to lose to the worst team in NBA history and get dumped into the bronze division as a result. Philadelphia basketball, they go inside to Ellis down low. Ellis working on the backup center, Norwood. Steps around Norwood, lays it up and good. Ellis made that one look easy. And things are getting out of hand early here in Philadelphia. It's a 15-point game. Here's an inside shot for Curtis Rowe. Rowe finally gets one up off the glass. It's tipped around and away by Ellis. That's a goaltend. Give the basket to Rowe. He's now got 4 points on the night. Philadelphia with the basketball and a 13-point lead. They get it in the hands of Carter on the outside. Comes off the screen, gets into the lane. Kicks it over to Block. Block can't handle the pass. It's out of bounds for the turnover. John Mengel goes to the bench for Detroit, replaced by Chris Ford. Bing back on point for the Pistons. And looking to set things up here with 10 minutes to play in the second period. Inside they go to Curtis Rowe. Rowe with a short jump shot from the box, and it's tipped away by Ellis. Nice defense by Philadelphia. Rebound taken down by Freddie Carter for the Sixers. Once again, the Sixers have an opportunity in transition. Lockery down the center of the floor. Sends it over to Ellis on his right, and Ellis jams it home. Leroy Ellis now with 8 points. He leads all scorers. And Philadelphia is back out ahead by 15, 36-21. The ball goes into Curtis Rowe. He's stuck out on the baseline. He's got block all over him. He can't do anything from out there. He kicks it back out to Bing at the top of the key, and Bing is fouled by Lockery.
Second personal, first team foul.
Lockery went for the steal, but got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and that will be a side out for the Pistons. Stu Lance to inbound. Lance passes it out to Ford on the wing. Ford's got Freddie Boyd on him. He tries to dump it into Rowe. Rowe gets it in the low post, turns, shoots, misses. And the rebound is taken by John Block for Philadelphia. Another empty possession for the Pistons, as Philadelphia comes back and they find Block open on the baseline. It's poked away and out of play, but the ball stays with Philadelphia. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Philadelphia with the basketball. Block to inbound from the sideline. Sends it into Ellis down low. Ellis working on Big Jim Davis now into the game. Ellis can't get that shot to go, and Curtis Rowe takes the rebound for Detroit. Now it's 2-on-2 going the other way, and Ford's going to slow things down. He had didn't like the looks of that opportunity, so he pulls it back out. He gives it to Bing. Bing, free throw line extended. Sends it back over to Lance, and Lockery's called for another reach-in foul. That's 3 on Lockery.
Lowry, his third, second team foul.
Lockery out of the game for Philadelphia. He is replaced by Mike Price, third-year man out of Illinois. Detroit down 15, Lance to inbound. 8:40 to play before halftime. Open up top is Bing. Bing wants to attack. Sends it over to Lance. Lance with the jumper from the wing. That's good. Stu Lance with his first points of the night. But Detroit still trails by 13. Philadelphia comes back and they dump it into Ellis once again. The short jump shot by Ellis is off the front of the rim. And Big Jim Davis with the rebound for Detroit. Pistons with another opportunity to cut into the lead. They go to Davis on the low block. Davis working on Ellis. Rises up, shoots, and scores. Davis. First basket for Jim Davis for Detroit. He is a six-year man out of Colorado, 6'9", 230 pounds. And he has brought the Pistons back to within 11. 8 minutes to play before the half. Philadelphia works it around to Carter on the outside. Carter sends it to Block on the baseline, gets it back. Carter pulls the trigger from 12 feet out, shoots and scores. 8 points now for, actually that give the basket to Block, and Block has 8 points for Philadelphia. Sixers back on top by 13. Sometimes the action on the chalkboard doesn't match the action on the play-by-play text, but it's the play-by-play text which is your source of truth. Detroit basketball, 13 on the shot clock. They've got it in the hands of Curtis Rowe down low. He comes off a screen. He's got Carter on his hip on the mismatch, and Carter just couldn't stop that as Rowe knocks it home. And once again, it is an 11-point game. Philadelphia back on the offense. Detroit really needs a stop here. The ball is in the hands of Fred Carter on the outside. Carter's got an opening for a shot. He thinks about it. The ball's knocked away. It's on the floor. It's tied up, and that'll be a jump ball. As Chris Ford and Mike Price will jump it up. And the ball is controlled by Detroit. Pistons will come back the other way. 7 minutes to play in the second quarter as Detroit looks in to cut into an 11-point deficit. Bing outside. Steps around Boyd, drives into the lane, but he lowered his shoulder and he's called for the offensive foul. First foul of the night on Bing. Possession returns to Philadelphia. Sixers run the motion offense. They've got Ellis all by himself on the low block. Boyd with it out on top. Freddie Boyd's going to try and get into the lane. He floats to the basket, tries to send it out to Block on the baseline. That's a bad pass, and that's a turnover. Detroit basketball once again looking to cut it to his single-digit lead. The ball goes into the hands of Mengelt on the outside. He bounces it over to Bing, and they fail to connect, and that's another turnover. Turnovers galore. 8 turnovers now on Detroit, 7 on Philadelphia. As we are under 6.5 minutes to play in the second period, Philadelphia still with an 11-point lead, 38-27. Philadelphia on the offense. They get an open look on the wing for Mike Price. Price shoots and misses, but the offensive rebound is taken by Leroy Ellis, and he passes it back out for a reset. Pistons reset. Boyd calls for the screen. Boyd dumps it inside to Block, down low. And Dave Bing stepped into the passing lane and took that one away. Nicely defended by the Pistons. Detroit with numbers going the other way. It's 4-on-3. Jim Davis has it on the wing, drops it to Mengelt on the baseline, and Mengelt has his shot blocked by Price. Nice defensive recovery by Mike Price for the Sixers to block that one away. The ball goes out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession with 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. The inbounds pass comes to Bing. Bing finds Mengelt on the perimeter. Mengelt with the jump shot from the wing. He scores it. Mengelt with 6 points. And the lead is cut to 9, 38-29, 5:46 to play in the second period. And if you stick around until halftime, you can get some updates from the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. Philadelphia basketball, they go inside to Ellis. Ellis in the paint, working on Big Jim Davis. He backs in, tries to cross court it to Boyd. Lousy pass out of bounds for another turnover. Neither of these teams have any ability to take care of the basketball, and that's probably why they're fighting for the opportunity to not get relegated to the lowest of the low, that dreaded bronze division demotion that they're both trying to avoid. Detroit with it, passes it inside to Norwood. Norwood working on Ellis, tries for the layup. Ellis blocks him. Mengelt keeps possession for Detroit, passes it back out to Bing. Pistons have 7 on the shot clock. They swing it over to Lance on the perimeter. Lance from the outside shoots and scores. And he is fouled on the play by Leaks.
Lance scores.
Very alert play by Bing. It was chaos on behalf of both teams as the offensive rebound got loose. Bing picked it up, found Lance on the wing. Lance nailed the open jump shot. Leaks was late getting over and fouled him on the release. Lance goes to the line with an opportunity to complete the three-point play, and he scores it.
Lance hit the free throw.
That's 5 points on the night for Stu Lance, and the lead has been cut to 6. 38-32, Philadelphia with the lead and the basketball. The Sixers go to Carter on the outside. He's picked up out there by Curtis Rowe on the switch. Carter's going to take it into the paint. He's cut off by Norwood. He stops, he pops, he leaves it short. Block comes out with the offensive board for Philadelphia. Block with the putback, that's off the rim, no good. But he is fouled on the play by Curtis Rowe, and that will send John Block to the line for 2 free throws. Block steps to the line. The first shot is off the rim, no good. Block hits the second.
Block made the free
He's
throw.
now got 9 points in the game. That leads all scorers. And Philadelphia is back on top by 7, 39-32, under 5 minutes to play before halftime. Detroit with the basketball. They dump it down low to Jim Davis. He pumps, he fakes, he shoots, he misses. And Leroy Ellis takes the rebound for Philadelphia. Sixers will get another shot at it. Here's Boyd on the outside. Over to Carter. Carter tries to an entry pass to Block. And Block can't handle it. That's another turnover. Ball goes back to Detroit. Pistons trailing by 7. As Bing still on the point, sends it over to Lance on the free throw line. And Lance turns it over. Goodness gracious. It's like both these teams want to get demoted. Substitutions on both sides of the floor as Philadelphia takes possession, leading by 7 with now 4 minutes to play in the second period. The ball goes inside to Block. Block working from the paint. Shoots over Curtis Rowe and scores it. And John Block now with 11 points is the first player to hit double digits. He leads all scorers. And Philadelphia goes back on top by 9, 41-32. Pistons with the basketball. They dump it inside to Don Adams. Adams banging bodies with Manny Leaks down low. Adams goes for the layup, and Leroy Ellis comes over and takes a piece of it. Blocked by Ellis. Adams comes out of there with the rebound. Adams is going to try again to put it up, and he's fouled this time by Leaks. And that is 3 fouls on Manny Leaks.
14.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call that a loose ball foul on the rebound. So it will be a side out for Detroit as Leaks has to go to the bench, and Philadelphia is shuffling around. They've got Boyd and Price now in the backcourt. Carter still playing at the small forward, which is not his natural position. Dave Sorensen comes into the game at the power forward, and Leroy Ellis is still the big man on the inside. For Detroit, it's still Bing and Ford at the guards. Don Adams and Curtis Rowe at the forwards, and Willie Norwood in the game at center. As LANIER continues to sit with those 3 fouls. Action will continue. 3.5 to play in the second period. Detroit has the basketball with Don Adams ready to inbound. The inbounds pass comes to Bing. He's picked up out there loosely by Boyd. Bing is going to try and attack. He comes off the pick. He gets to the lane. He's fouled by Ellis. And that is 3 on Ellis.
15 foul.
Detroit now into the bonus, so Bing will go to the line for 2 free throws. He hits the first.
Bing made the free throw.
And the horn sounds, and it will be Leroy Ellis leaving the game with his 3rd personal foul. He'll be replaced by Dale Schluter. Second shot by Bing is off target. Schluter takes the rebound. And the Philadelphia 76ers have possession now, leading by 8 with 3 minutes to play in the second period. The ball goes to Carter on the wing. And we've got a foul in the backcourt as Boyd is fouled by Adams, trying to advance the ball down to Carter. And that will be a pair of free throws for Freddie Boyd on the backcourt foul. Oh, Boyd missed the first one badly. And Boyd hits the second.
Boyd hit the free throw.
That brings the lead back to 9 for Philadelphia, 42-33. Detroit has played poorly, but they're managing to keep it close. The Pistons with those 5 steals helps their cause. Philadelphia still with a substantial margin in rebounding. And a substantial lead on the scoreboard. Detroit looks to set it up. They've got Lance available on the outside. Lance fires up the jump shot. He's off target. And the rebound is yanked out of there by Fred Carter for Philadelphia. Sixers with another possession. 2.5 to play in the period. The ball goes inside to Schluter. Schluter working inside against Bob Nash. Schluter shoots and scores, and he is fouled on the play by Davis.
Foul is on Davis.
Schluter with a chance for the three-point play. And Schluter knocks that one home. 7 points off the bench for Schluter. And the lead for Philadelphia is now 12. Just like that, it was down to 6. Now it's back up to 12. 45-33, 2.5 minutes to play in the second period. Here's Don Adams with it on the baseline. Picked up out there by Carter. Not the matchup he wants. He looks for help. Can he find a teammate? They find Jim Davis down low. Davis works into the paint, shoots and misses. Rebound knocked away, out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. It'll be Philadelphia basketball as the 76ers continue to lead by 12. 45-33. 2 minutes to play in the second period. The ball goes in down low to Sorensen. Sorensen gets into the paint, and he's fouled hard by Don Adams.
Foul is on Adams. Second personal, 14 foul.
Looks like Detroit had one to give. So they foul Adams, and it'll be a side out for the 76ers now with 1:55 to play. Leaks to inbound for Philadelphia. The ball goes to Carter on the baseline. Carter drives to the basket, dumps it to Boyd. Carter gets it back, shoots and scores. 47-33 now, Philadelphia on top. Bing passes it inside to Nash. Nash back out to Bing on the baseline. Bing tries an entry pass, and it's stolen away by Sorensen. It's 3-on-1 now for the 76ers going the other way. Boyd has it. He's got a couple of big lugs with him in Sorensen and Schluter. But Boyd gets the pass from Sorensen, puts it up no good, but Boyd is fouled on the play by Adams. And it will be Freddie Boyd going to the free throw line for a pair. Boyd hits the first.
Boyd hit the free throw.
Second shot by Boyd is good.
Down the second.
And that makes it a 16-point game, 49-33. Philadelphia equaling their biggest lead of the night. 1:16 to play before halftime. Detroit with the basketball, it's Bing. Bing's double teamed. He shoots the jump shot, it's offline. It's an air ball. It's out of bounds to Philadelphia. Poor shot selection there by Dave Bing. Cost his team another possession. Bing showing some frustration as his team is sinking down on the scoreboard and sinking down in the standings. Philadelphia now with the basketball as we enter the final minute of play in the second period. The pass goes inside to Manny Leaks. Leaks working on Don Adams. Steps around Adams. Lays it up with the left hand. It's good. Philadelphia now up 18, 51-33. As we're seeing butts kicked and names taken here in the Philadelphia Spectrum. Being outside, picked up by Schluter. Comes off the screen, has an open look. Cannot get it to fall. And blocked with another rebound for Philadelphia. It's 4-on-3 going the other way. Philadelphia with the numbers in transition. Schluter has the ball on the baseline. Dumps it to Carter. Carter steps into the lane. The layup is no good. But Carter is fouled on the play by Nash, and that will send Carter to the free throw line.
First personal.
Fred Carter with the proverbial 3 to make 2. He drops the first one home.
Carter made the free throw.
Only 5 points in the first quarter so far for Carter, the team's leading scorer, but he's also got 5 assists and 4 rebounds. Carter misses the second, he'll get the bonus. The bonus shot by Carter is again offline, and Bob Nash takes the rebound for Detroit. It's a 19-point lead, 52-33. As it is an ugly night for the Detroit Pistons. Only 33 points, and we're nearly to halftime. The ball goes to Bob Nash. He's trapped on the outside, sends it back to Bing. Bing from the free throw line, drives into the lane, shoots and misses. Norwood takes the offensive rebound for Detroit. Norwood with a putback attempt, and he's fouled on the play by Schluter.
Foul is on Schluter, first personal.
That will send Norwood to the line. First shot is no good. Norwood missed both attempts, and Manny Leaks takes the rebound for Philadelphia. Sixers can hold for the final shot of the period. They already lead by 19, 52-33, with now 12 seconds left in the period. Philadelphia on an 11-0 run as they dump it into Sorensen down low. Sorensen leaves it short. Adams takes the rebound. 4 seconds to play. Can Detroit do anything here in the last 4 seconds? They get it to Norwood down low. Norwood shoots and scores. And that will end the first half as Detroit finally puts an end to that scoring run. But your halftime score is not a good one for the Pistons. Philadelphia 52, Detroit 35, a 17-point deficit here at halftime in the Philadelphia Spectrum. And Detroit has just underproduced in both quarters, getting outscored 26-17 in the first, 26-18 in the second. That makes it a 52-35 ball game. Detroit managing only 36% from the field. And Worshad only 33% from the free throw line. As Willie Norwood 0 for 4 from the stripe. Leading scorer for the Pistons is Bing with 8, but he's also got 5 turnovers. John Block leads all scorers with 11 for Philadelphia. And a nice first half by Fred Carter, 5 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, but also 5 turnovers. Jim Connell says, "Does the loser of this game get relegated?" Yes, that is the case. I don't think I can get to the standings without interrupting the ball game. But yeah, this is a 3-tiered league with the gold division at the top. Maybe if I pull my spreadsheet over, I can show you how this breaks down. Yeah, here's the division breakdown from the beginning of the season. We've got the gold division on top, silver in the middle, and bronze at the bottom. It's a 20-game regular season, and at the end of the 20-game season, the bottom 2 teams from the gold division get dumped into silver, and the bottom 2 teams in the silver get dumped to bronze. The top 2 teams from bronze and silver divisions, respectively, will move up. Now, the big advantage of playing in the higher divisions is that all 17 teams will make the playoffs, but the playoffs begin with the bronze division, and they knock each other out until there are only 2 bronze teams left, and they'll go into the silver tier of the playoffs. That will make 8 teams in the silver tier of the playoffs. They'll knock those down to 2, and those 2 will go up to the gold division of the playoffs, and that becomes essentially your elite 8. So if you are, for example, Boston, who is in the bronze division but tearing it up, you've got to go through bronze division playoffs, silver division playoffs to get into the gold and have a shot at the championship. So it's all about the playoffs, and the playoffs is all about the tiers. So the notion of getting bumped down into a lower tier means a championship is just at least 2 rounds of playoffs further away. As we saw at the beginning of the broadcast, Philadelphia and Detroit are tied for fourth place in the silver. Baltimore is way down at the bottom. They're going down. And the loser of this game will join Baltimore in dropping down to the bronze division for 73-74. So, Jim, I hope that answers your question. As we finish our review of the box score, the leading scorer of the game is John Block with 11 points, also 7 rebounds. He's been consistently the best player on the floor tonight. But also take a look at Manny Leaks. 6 points, 5 rebounds, and a plus 21 on the plus minus. So when Leaks has been in the game, Philadelphia has done their damage. Now, as promised, before we go back to action, we will have an update. Yes, next season I will use the 73-74 team file to play out the new group alignment. So, yeah, we go year to year. And, credit Bob Hansen from Bob's Tabletop Sports for inspiring the idea of a relegation league that set this project in motion. We began with 70-71, so this is the third season of play. And so far, the playoffs have been true to form with the Milwaukee Bucks, Lou Alcindor at the time, and Oscar Robertson winning the Epic Basketball League 70-71 championship, just as they did in the NBA. In 71-72, it was the powerhouse Los Angeles Lakers with Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, and Gail Goodrich, who won the championship, just as they had done in the NBA. Now, in 72-73, it's interesting because that's the year that the New York Knicks won it, and the Knicks are running fourth in the gold division. So they will, and they are. I think they have secured their gold division status, but they're going to have a tough row to hoe against some good teams. As Milwaukee is looking good, Los Angeles is looking good, and surprisingly, Golden State is near the top of the gold division standings. So we will. Once we have determined all the relegation slots, we'll move into the playoffs and we'll watch things play out for the 72-73 campaign. Quick update from the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. I am somewhat hopeful. I'm about 51% sure that Heartland Championship Wrestling will make it to the airwaves tomorrow evening. It will be, let's see, the card has not yet been settled, but it will be action from the Pro Wrestling Mid-America Federation, and we will probably see Dusty Rhodes defend the Southland Heavyweight Championship against a contender to be named. We'll also see a return match between the Conways, Tiger Conway Sr. and Tiger Conway Jr. against the Celestial Bodies team of Dennis Condrey and Tom Pritchard. They had a wild no contest in their last matchup, and they'll go at it again tomorrow, with the winner getting a opportunity to wrestle for the PWMA Tag Team Championship, currently held by the team of Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher. So wrestling will be on the agenda tomorrow in the Dave Cave. Sunday morning, of course, we'll be back with My Journey with Jesus. We'll look at the beginning of Luke chapter 16. And the theme of the beginning of the chapter is "You're Fired." So check out My Journey with Jesus on Sunday morning if you are so inclined. All right, we're ready to get back to action here in Philadelphia. Hopefully Detroit will make this an interesting game in the second half, as they were able to do last week. But it is not looking good for the Pistons in their efforts to avoid relegation to the bronze division for the following season. As we start the third quarter, the tip is in the air. It is controlled by Detroit, and the Pistons will have the first crack at it. Immediately, they go right inside to Big Bob Lanier back into the game. Lanier in traffic. His turnaround jump shot is good, and he is hit on the hand by Ellis. And that is Lanier's 4 fouls on Leroy Ellis.
Foul is on Ellis. His fourth personal.
So Ellis is immediately going to have to go back to the bench. Lanier comes to the free throw line. And if they can get Big Bob Lanier going here in the third period, that will be the thing that Detroit needs to get them out of this little funk and back into the game, as Lanier immediately comes in, delivers a three-point play. But the Pistons still trail by 14. They've got a long way to go to climb back into contention in this game. Philadelphia now with the basketball. And that 14-point lead as they go to Boyd on the outside. Boyd wants to attack. He gets into the lane. He glides into the lane for a layup, and that is off the glass and good. Freddie Boyd now with 9 points. Philadelphia back on top by 16. 54-38. Detroit goes to Lance on the wing. Lance off the screen has an open look. Schluter comes over on the help side defense, and Schluter is called for the reach-in foul before Lance could get the shot off. It'll be a side out for Detroit. Lance to inbound. Philadelphia already with 2 team fouls here in the quarter. And they're going to pound it inside to Lanier once again. Lanier's double teamed and he walked with it. Lanier may have forced the action on that play, and that's a turnover. Ball goes back over to Philadelphia, and they look inside to Schluter on the low block. Schluter's short jump shot is good.
Dale Schluter.
As Lanier was a little tentative on the defensive side, he didn't want to pick up his 4th foul. It's kind of a mess on the offensive end for Detroit now. They're running that Whiskey Tango Foxtrot offense. Curtis Rowe winds up with the ball way out on the perimeter. He's looking for help. He can't find any help. His mid-range jump shot, wild jump shot, no good. And Freddie Carter with the rebound for Philadelphia. Another possession for the Sixers. They get it to Freddie Carter on the outside, picked up out there by Mengel. Carter dances through the lane, gets to the baseline. Shot is up, no good. And the rebound is taken by Lanier for the Pistons, but we've got a whistle and a loose ball foul, and that's going to go on Mengel. And that will give possession back to the 76ers. Sixers with another crack at it here. Carter's got it on the outside. He's picked up by Mengel. He steps around Mengel, gets into the lane. His layup is no good. Leaks comes out of there with the offensive rebound for the Sixers. Leaks on the putback. Has that shot blocked. Curtis Rowe got a rejection there. Freddie Boyd takes the rebound. Philadelphia still has possession. Now it's back inside to Leaks. Leaks lays it up and good.
Manny Leaks.
Boy, that was a wild sequence. The ball was loose on the floor. It was tapped over to Leaks. Leaks laid it home. And Philadelphia now is on top by 20. 58-38. Lance on the outside. Sends it up top to Bing. Bing drives to the basket. His layup is good.
Bing.
Trying to show some veteran leadership. But still a long way to go for Detroit. Can the Pistons get a stop here? The ball's in the hands of Freddie Carter. Carter on the wing. Comes off the pick. Gets into the lane. Lays it up and good.
Fred Carter.
Detroit is weak inside, and Carter took advantage. They could use a Ben Wallace or an Andre Drummond on this night. But they have neither of those young fellows, and it is a 20-point lead once again. Here's Lance with an open look from the baseline. He can't get that one to go. The rebound is knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Pistons. Philadelphia gains possession. They work it to Block on the perimeter. Block from the baseline. Shoots and misses. Follows his shot, gets his own rebound. Block goes up with it off the glass. Can't find a shot. And Lance knocked it away and stole it. Nice steal by Lance. Quick outlet to Bing. Detroit's got numbers going right to left. Bing's got it up the middle of the court. Dumps it to Mengel on the wing. Mengel drives the lane, lays it up and good. Still an 18-point deficit for the Pistons. Philadelphia content to trade baskets and watch the time tick by as we're now down under 9 minutes to play in the third. The ball's in the hands of Carter on the perimeter. He gets into that weak interior defense again and lays it up and scores. Detroit Pistons coach Ray Scott is running out of answers here tonight as his team continues to trail by 20. Mengel with a look from the wing. His shot is good. As they continue trading baskets back and forth. But if Detroit's going to rally, that rally is going to have to start on the defensive end of the floor. Here's a look from the baseline for John Block. That's no good. And Curtis Rowe grabs the rebound for Detroit. Finally, the Pistons get a stop. Can they manufacture something on the offensive end? Bing comes off a screen. He's got an open look at a jump shot, but it's off target. And the rebound is taken by Dale Schluter for Philadelphia. It's 3-on-3 going the other way with Boyd and Carter. They love to run. Boyd dribbles down the center of the court, dumps it to Block on the wing. Back to Boyd in the middle. Boyd to the left hand, lays it up and good.
Freddie Boyd.
Under 8 minutes to play now in the third. The lead is back to 20, 64-44. Detroit looks to Mengel on the outside. He can't score this one. And the rebound is taken out of there by Freddie Carter. It's a 4-on-3 once again for Philadelphia. Philadelphia's trying to run Detroit right out of the gym. Block's got it on the baseline. He cross-courts it to Schluter. And Schluter cannot get it to go. He went up for the jam. It was hard off the back iron. He wants a foul call. He's not going to get it. The rebound's batted around. Block picks it up on the outside. Block with a jump shot from 12 feet out. That's off target. And Bob Lanier finally hustles back to catch the rebound for Detroit. Only the third rebound of the night for Bob Lanier. They're going to need a lot more production out of this big man if they're going to make a game of it. Bing's got it on the outside. Bing wants to attack. He gets into the lane, gets around Boyd, but is knocked to the ground by Schluter. And that will be a foul against Schluter.
13.
And that will bring Dave Sorensen into the game for Philadelphia. That was a loose ball foul. It's a side out for Detroit. Lance will inbound. Lance finds Mengel on the wing. With Carter closing in, Mengel shoots and scores. Nice looking stroke by Mengel. He's got 12. And with that 12 points, Mengel now leads all scorers. The lead is still 18 for Philadelphia as we're under 7 minutes to play in the third. They're going to look inside to Sorensen. Sorensen kicks it out to Boyd. Boyd shoots and scores. 66-46. As the teams continue to trade baskets, here's Bing. Looking to distribute, finds Lance on the wing. Lance from the perimeter is fouled hard by Leaks. Quickly, that is the fourth team foul on Philadelphia. And if Detroit can get into the bonus here early in the third, they may be able to cut into this deficit. But if they don't start getting something done on defense, it ain't going to matter. Giving up 51% from the field and 14 offensive rebounds to the 76ers on this night. It's a side out for Detroit. Lance to inbound. The pass comes in to Bing. He gets it to Lance on the inside. They'd send it down to Lanier on the low block. Lanier is double teamed. His shot jumps off the rim, no good. And Fred Carter with another rebound for Philadelphia. The Sixers once again want to push the tempo. Boyd dribbling like lightning. Sends it to Carter on the left. Cross courts it to Block on the right side. Block drives. And he's called for the charge. Wow, nice recovery by Mengel to get back in transition defense and draw the charge. Mengel may be a little shaken up as he's going to leave the game and be replaced by Chris Ford. We're under 6 minutes to play in the third. The deficit is still 20, 66-46 with Detroit on the losing end. Pistons inbound to Bing. Bing out top, drives into the lane. He's cut off by Schluter. The short jump shot is off the rim too strong, but Lanier comes in for the offensive board. Lanier from the mid-range shoots and scores. Bob Lanier starting to get it going here in the period. But Philadelphia still with an 18-point lead. And now on the other end, here's a steal for Chris Ford. And another possession for Detroit. It's 4-on-3 coming back the other way. Bing has Ford and Lance on the wings. Lanier is the trailer. Bing takes it himself, goes to his left, lays it up and good.
Bing.
And the lead is now 16. Can Detroit get a little run going here? Philadelphia back on offense. Fred Carter on the outside. He's had good success penetrating. He penetrates again, attacking Chris Ford. Lays it up and good. My goodness, Detroit is porous inside, and Fred Carter is taking advantage. He's now got 11 points. And Detroit needs somebody like Bill Lambier or Dennis Rodman to clock Freddie Carter on the head once or twice and put a stop to that penetration stuff. But these are not your father's Pistons. These are your grandfather's Pistons. And they don't have quite the physical presence of the bad boys that would come along 20 years later. Detroit looks inside to Lanier. Lanier works it into the paint against Schluter. Steps around Schluter, and Schluter swats him. How about that? Good-looking shot blocked by Schluter. The ball is pulled down by Manny Leaks for Philadelphia. Sixers get another possession. They go inside to Schluter. He's got room to operate. And we've got a foul away from the ball. And that is going to go against Stu Lance. And that is a backcourt foul. And that will send John Block to the free throw line for 2 shots. Block hits the first.
Block made the free throw.
Second shot by Block is good, and the lead is once again 20. 70-50. 4.5 minutes to play in the third period. So over 7 minutes have gone by in the period, and Detroit has not managed to cut into the deficit at all. And if they're going to make something happen, they got to make it happen soon. Detroit on the basketball. Open on the outside is Mengelt. Mengelt pulls the trigger from the wing, fakes the shot, steps around Carter, forgot to dribble, and he's called for the travel. Detroit has struggled at both ends of the floor tonight. They've only put up 50 points, and they've given up 52% from the field for the 76ers. As the Sixers dump it into Dave Sorensen down low. His short rainbow shot over Lanier is off target, but Lanier got him with the body. And that is number 4 on Lanier.
13 foul.
2 free throws for Sorensen. He is a smart player. He got Lanier up into the air and drew that 4th foul. And that should send Lanier into the bench. In fact, it will. Here comes Wally Norwood. Sorensen, a highly intelligent basketball player, as you would expect for anybody coming out of the Ohio State University. Sorensen makes both free throws, and the Philadelphia lead is now 22. 72-50. 4 minutes to play in the third period. The pass goes to Lance on the outside. Lance with a long jump shot from the perimeter. He nails it.
Lance.
Still a 20-point game. 3:40 to play now in the third. It's Kevin Lockery back into the game. Lockery comes off a screen, has an open look from the outside. It's too strong, but he is fouled on the play by Bing. And then Kevin Lockery will go to the line for 2 free throws.
14 foul.
Lockery good on the first. Lockery hits them both. He's now got 8 points. And it's been a very consistent performance by all the Philadelphia players. Block with 13, Boyd with 13, Carter 11. 9 for Schluter, 8 apiece for Ellis, Leaks, and Lockery. It's like Philadelphia can get the ball to whoever they want, wherever they want, whenever they want, and they can do whatever they want. 74-52 is the score as we're winding down action here in the third. Bing on top, guarded by Lockery. Gets into the lane. His teardrop is blocked by John Block. Rejected and taken out of there by Kevin Lockery for Philadelphia. Adding insult to injury. Philadelphia comes back the other way. They're running a 1-4 set now with Lockery on the point. Lockery looks for help, finds Sorensen down low. Sorensen works his way into the lane, draws the extra defender, but shoots over the double team and scores it. More of that Buckeye brain power. And with 3 minutes to play in the third period, it is a 24-point game, 76-52. Detroit getting nothing done on the offensive end. Don Adams into the game. They get a shot for Adams on the perimeter. He can't get that to go. And the rebound is taken by John Block. 10 rebounds now for Block to go with 13 points. He's got a double-double. Sixers get it back down court. They find Carter on the inside. His bounce pass is stolen away by Bing. Detroit gets a stop. Let's see if Detroit can make something happen offensively. Bing drives. Bing bounces it to Adams. Gets it back. His shot is way off target. And Manny Leaks takes the rebound for the 76ers. As the Detroit offense continues to flail. Philadelphia with the basketball now, 2.5 to play in the third. Lockery calls a play. Motion offense. Ball goes to Carter. Carter from the outside. Drives. Has it knocked away and stolen by Bing. Bing on the other side. Looks for a teammate. Can't find any help. Takes the shot himself and shoots and scores. Bing now with 14 to lead all scorers. Philadelphia back on offense with Carter. Picked up out there by Ford. Dumps it into Manny Leaks in the paint. The short jump shot by Leaks is good.
Manny Leaks.
And now we've got Manny Leaks in double digits. 78-54. The tail whooping continues for Philadelphia. Detroit goes inside to Norwood. Norwood tries to kick it out to Rowe on the baseline. Can't find an open man. And it is a 3-second violation. Another turnover for Detroit. Here's Carter with a look from the outside for Philadelphia. His wide open jump shot is off target. And the rebound is taken for Detroit by Willie Norwood. Coming back the other way. Detroit gets it to Adams on the outside. His shot is tipped away by Sorensen. It's off target. And Boyd comes out of there with it for Philadelphia. We're in the final minute of play now here in the third quarter. They get the ball inside to Sorensen. Sorensen in the low post. Tries to get the shot off. He's blocked by Big Jim Davis. Sorensen gets his own rebound. Sorensen on the putback. Is double teamed in traffic. He leaves it for Lockery on the outside, and Lockery drops it home. Boy, Philadelphia's got everything going right. Sorensen had defenders all over him, but he found Lockery wide open for the jump shot. And it is now a 26-point lead, 80-54. Biggest lead of the night for Philadelphia. Detroit looking for help any place they can find it. They go inside to Big Jim Davis. Davis is double teamed, tries to pass it back out to the point. It's stolen by Boyd. That will allow Philadelphia to hold for the final shot of the period as we're down to 20 seconds to go here in the third. Oh, an awful pass by Lockery. Has it stolen away by Mengel, and that will end the period.
Philadelphia 80, Detroit 54.
And that was one awful looking period of basketball. And if Detroit can't even beat the worst team in NBA history, then they deserve to get dumped down into the relegation position. Although Detroit did better in the third period. 17 points in the first, 18 in the second, 19 in the third. And that's really where the Pistons have struggled. Only 39% from the field. A huge rebounding advantage for Philadelphia. Bing is the leading scorer with 14 points and 4 assists, but he's a big old minus 20 on the plus minus. And that ain't going to get it done. Fred Carter, 11 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. Jim Connell, they haven't had a 20-point quarter yet. You have got that right. And as I mentioned, the 76ers enjoying a very balanced offensive attack. 13 apiece for Boyd and Block. Also in double digits, they've got Freddie Carter with 11. And off the bench, Manny Leaks with 10 and Kevin Lockery with 10. So yeah, this is just a good old-fashioned tail whipping for the 76ers. As we go to the fourth quarter, with the Sixers on top by 26. And certainly having Bob Lanier on the bench in foul trouble has been a major source of frustration and desperation for the Pistons. And it looks like the Pistons are going to be heading south for the 73-74 season as the fourth quarter tip-off is in the air. It's controlled by Philadelphia. And the ball is in the hands of Kevin Lockery to start things off. Lockery's going to get into the lane. He dumps it to Sorensen on the low block. Back to Lockery, who shoots and scores.
Dave Sorensen.
Actually give that basket to Sorensen. It was Sorensen who scores. He's got 8, and the lead is now 28. Oh my goodness gracious. What will the Pistons do? It's in the hands of Davis. He dumps it into Norwood. Norwood from in close shoots and scores.
Norwood.
Philadelphia back on the basketball. We're going to dump it into Manny Leaks on the inside. Leaks working hard on the low block against Adams. Goes to his left hand, shoots and scores. Leaks now with 12. And Detroit, no place to go on the offense. Chris Ford has it out at the free throw line. He finally finds Don Adams on the inside. Adams, with the shot clock winding down, throws it away. Freddie Boyd with the steal for Philadelphia. Sixers with another possession here. They've got Boyd with it on the outside. Dribbles to his left, gets into the lane, lays it up off the glass, and no good. Blocked by Lance. Lance got him from behind. Sorensen comes out of there with it for Philadelphia. Working hard on the offensive glass. Sorensen with the putback. The turnaround. It's off the rim, no good. And finally, Big Jim Davis catches the rebound for Detroit. Ford on the outside, guarded by Lockery. Tries an inside pass to Norwood. It's over his head and out of bounds for another turnover. As Jim Connell says, that defensive juggernaut in Philly. How about that? And they're doing it without even their best player, Leroy Ellis, who's on the bench with foul trouble. We're now at the 10-16 mark. Still a 28-point lead for Philadelphia. Here's another opportunity for Freddie Boyd just off the foul line. Sees an opening, cuts into the lane, puts it up over Davis, no good. Schluter takes the offensive rebound for the 76ers. Schluter on the putback attempt is too strong. And finally, Jim Davis comes out of there with it for Detroit. Pistons back to the offense. It's in the hands of Ford. Ford powers to the basket, dumps it to Adams, gets it back. Ford with the shot, no good. Offensive board taken by Davis. Davis with the putback attempt over Schluter, and he's called for the offensive foul. Hooked him with that left elbow. And the referees were all over that call. Ball goes back to Philadelphia. Sixers set things up and they run it through to Carter on the outside. Carter wants to go baseline. Gets into the paint. He's met by Davis. Carter shoots too strong. Carter gets his own rebound and passes it back out to Lockery for a fresh 24. Lockery on the outside. Dipsy doodles into the lane. Dumps it to Carter. And Carter can't get it off. That's a shot clock violation. We're now at the 9-minute mark, and it is still a 28-point lead, 84-56. Detroit looks inside to Davis. He takes the interior pass from Lance, shoots and scores. Ball back to the 76ers. What are they going to do? It's Lockery. Comes off a screen, has an open look on the outside. That's off target. And it is Sorensen on the rebound for Philadelphia. And Sorensen with the putback attempt is good.
Dave Sorensen.
And this is pretty sad. That's a 2-minute, 43-second drought for Philadelphia, and they've still got a 28-point lead. That's pretty darn miserable. All right, it's a 28-point game. Detroit with the basketball in the hands of Lance on the outside. Lance tries to get the shot off, but it's tipped away and stolen by Boyd. 4-on-3 going the other way. Lockery in the lead. Lockery to his left. Sends it to Boyd on the baseline, and Boyd lays it up and good. 15 points now for Freddie Boyd. He leads all scorers, and we officially have a 30-point game as we hit the 8-minute mark here in the fourth. Zalapsky Smurf comes into the chat room. Let's go Raptors. I wish we had some Raptors in here tonight. All we've got is a bunch of Detroit Pistons who have apparently forgotten how to play the game, as they are getting run out of the gym by the Philadelphia 76ers. Here's an inside shot for Norwood. His jumper is off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Schluter for Philadelphia. 2-on-2 going the other way. Carter and Boyd want to run. Boyd dribbles to his right. Boyd steps into the lane, dumps it over to Carter. Carter with the left hand lays it up and scores. It's now a 32-point game. Detroit once again will try to make something happen. They've got a look from the free throw line for Lance. Lance dumps it into Davis, and Davis tries to cross corner to Norwood and has it stolen away by Sorensen. More ineptitude by the Pistons. Philadelphia back on the offense. Carter has a look on the outside. He fakes. He dribbles. He drives the lane. He kicks it to Lockery, and they can't get the shot off in time. Stellar defense by the Pistons on that possession. And into the game now for the first time is Harvey Marlott. Coming in for Bing, as Bing has seen enough of this nonsense. We're at the 7-minute mark, and it is a 32-point game. Detroit with the basketball with now Marlott on the point. The open man is Bob Nash now into the game, the rookie from Hawaii. His jump hook is no good, but he's fouled. And that is on Manny Leaks. And that will send Bob Nash to the free throw line for 2. The rookie out of Hawaii. 6'8" and a very svelte 195 pounds. And Nash hits the first free throw. His first point of the game. Nash hits them both.
Nash made the free throw.
And that cuts the lead to 30. And there was much rejoicing. Under 7 to play here in Philadelphia. Sixers with the basketball. They've got Leroy Ellis back in the game now. He's got an open look from the baseline, and he connects on that.
Ellis.
10 points now for Ellis. Back come the Pistons. Another opportunity outside for Lance. Harvey Marlott is the human victory cigar for this game. Very well played, Mr. Smurf. 6:17 to play. We've got a steal by the 76ers. 20 turnovers on the night now for Detroit as the Sixers line up the offense once again. They look out on top to Boyd. Boyd on the outside, drives on Marlott, goes to his right hand, lays it up, no good. And Nash with the rebound for Detroit. Detroit works it to Lance on the outside once again. Comes off the screen, has an open look, can't get it to drop. Leroy Ellis with the rebound for Philadelphia. Back come the Sixers. They get it to John Block on the paint. He's got double team. He's got two defenders on him. He tries to force one up, and it is blocked by Nash and taken out of there by Davis. The Pistons need to whip out the holy hand grenade of Antioch. It might be their only chance. Oh my goodness. We've heard it all here in the chat room tonight. I'm glad y'all are having a good night. Detroit looks inside to Davis. Davis from point blank range unloads. It's good, and he's fouled by Price.
Davis scores.
Jim Davis with the opportunity for a three-point play here.
Second team foul.
The free throw by Davis is no good. And Price takes the rebound for Philadelphia. As we approach the 5-minute mark to play in the game, it is a 30-point game. The pass goes inside to Block for Philadelphia. The defense collapses and Curtis Rowe comes out of there with the steal. Pistons will walk it back the other way. As Coach Ray Scott desperately searches the playbook for a 30-point play that he can run on this possession. Finding none, they go inside to Bob Nash. He lays it up against the glass, no good, and Leroy Ellis takes the rebound for Philadelphia. Sixers come back. They've got it in the hands of Lockery. Lockery's going to call his own number. His outside shot is up and tipped away, no good. Last touched by Leaks on the way out of bounds. Ball goes back over to Detroit. 4.5 to play. Detroit goes inside to Curtis Rowe. Rowe with the short shot over Block is off target. Rattles in and out. Rebound taken for Philadelphia by Price. Philadelphia sets up the offense in the hands of Kevin Lockery. His shot is off target. And the rebound is taken for Detroit by Davis. 4 minutes to play. He goes inside once again to Nash. Nash working against Leaks in the paint. Whistle on the play, and Nash is hacked by Block.
Foul is on Block. Second personal.
Second personal on Block. Third team foul. And that will be a side out for Detroit. Nash to inbound. And the shot goes to Mengelt on the outside. His shot from the outside is no good. Long rebound. And a whistle and a foul as Mengelt is fouled hard by Price and goes to the free throw line.
14th foul.
This was not the Dick Vitale Pistons team. Earl Lloyd was the coach of this team at the beginning of the year, and they pulled that guy Earl Lloyd out of nowhere. He was like a community college coach in Michigan who came in to coach, and he only lasted 7 games, and he was replaced by Ray Scott, who would be the current Pistons coach here. Philadelphia was doing no better. Their coach, Roy Rubin, lasted a little over half the season. until they got rid of him and installed Kevin Lockery as the player coach to finish off the season for the 9-73 Sixers. So he may retire to broadcasting before the end of the game. He can have my seat in this arena if he wants it. Mengel steps to the free throw line, hits the first free throw. And Mengel missed the second. What a shame. He had a chance to cut it to a 28-point lead there and was unable to do so. 3.5 minutes to play. Philadelphia with the basketball. They get it to Price on the outside. Price pulls the trigger from the baseline, and it's good. Mike Price gets into the scorebook. He's got 2 points, 2 assists, 2 fouls, and 2 rebounds. And the lead now is 31. 94-63 as we hit the 3-minute mark. Marlott out on top. Dumps it into Nash down low. Nash lays it up, steps around Manny Leaks. The shot rolls around the rim and off, and Price takes the rebound for Philadelphia. Philadelphia goes outside to Price once again. Price on the outside. Gets it into Sorensen in the middle. Sorensen shoots and scores. 12 points now for the former Buckeye. And it is a 33-point game. Philadelphia stretches out their biggest lead of the night. Detroit looks inside to Bob Lanier. Lanier in the middle, turns, shoots, and scores.
Lanier
now with double digits. He's got 11 points and 4 rebounds. 2.5 to play. As they go to Ellis on the baseline. His jump shot is way short and out of bounds to Detroit. As now Lanier leaves the game. And we have a bunch of nameless, faceless Pistons on the court. Let's see if we can get some points for some of these backup guys. Let's try Adams. Adams in the paint. Working on Sorensen. Rises up, no good. Rebound taken by Price for Philadelphia. Everybody on the Philadelphia roster has already scored. They send it to Price on the perimeter. Price pulls the trigger from the free throw line extended and cannot get it to fall. Didn't get a good look. It's off the rim and out of bounds to Detroit. Under 2 minutes to play. Pistons basketball. We'll see if they can get something out of Harvey Marlott. Marlott can't get a shot off, but he does find Norwood on the perimeter. And Norwood shoots and scores. They give Marlott the assist. He's now in the scorebook. Philadelphia up by 29. 1.5 to play. Schluter sends it over to Leaks. Leaks on the inside. Pump fakes. Steps around Leaks. Steps around Nash. Lays it up and good. 14 for Manny Leaks. 1:23 to play as the teams play out the string. Detroit working it around the perimeter. They get it down inside to Norwood. Norwood works it into the paint. His short jump shot is good.
Norwood.
Double digits now for Willie Norwood. Final minute to play here in Philadelphia as the Sixers continue to enjoy a commanding lead. 52 seconds to play. Philadelphia works it around the baseline. They get it to Price. Price with 3 on the shot clock is going to have to pull the trigger. And he dives and it's deflected away and stolen by Mengel. 36 seconds to play. Detroit fans the Philadelphia fans are getting excited. There's free cheesesteak if they can hold the opponents under 70. So this is a huge possession for the Pistons. They go to Adams on the baseline. Adams pulls the trigger. This is a clutch shot for the Pistons. He's double teamed and his jump shot is off the rim, no good. The rebound is taken by Manny Leaks and there is much rejoicing in Philadelphia as they're going to hold the Pistons under 70 points and everybody in the auditorium will get free cheesesteaks. Pats or Geno's, take your pick. I'm a Pats guy myself when I get the chance to get over there. Here's Boyd getting into the lane. His layup is rejected by Adams, rebounded by Price. 9 seconds to play as the clock continues to tick down. It's down to 4. They get it outside to Freddie Boyd. I have to select a play here, so I'm going to select hold ball, and we'll just let the clock run out, and that is your ball game. So there is much rejoicing in Philadelphia. Free cheesesteak for everybody in the arena, and another year in the silver division for the hapless 76ers as they send the fans home happy here on Fan Appreciation Night at the Philadelphia Spectrum. Once again, Detroit failed to score 20 points in the period and finished with a paltry 69-point effort on the night. Shot 40%, 39% from the field, which ain't bad. But the game was dominated by Philadelphia in every other aspect. The 76ers nearly doubled up on the rebound totals, way doubled up on the assist totals. And the shot 50% from the field. Leading scorer on the night was Freddie Boyd from Philadelphia, leading a cast of 7 guys in double digits for the 76ers. Leaks with 14 off the bench in a fine effort, 13 apiece for Carter and John Block. So that's your ball game. Philadelphia will maintain their status as silver division going into 73-74, and Detroit will drop down to bronze. And that's it here from the Dave Cave. Tune in tomorrow night for Heartland Championship Wrestling as we take a look at Dusty Rhodes and we take a look at the tag team of Tom Pritchard and Dennis Condrey in action, and lots more to come from Pro Wrestling Mid-America. And Midlife Crisis in the chat room. He's been quiet all night, but we start talking about Philadelphia cheesesteak, and he is going to weigh in with John's roast pork. I may have to check that out. I live in the Midwest, but I have a sister in Philadelphia, and I get a chance to get over and visit her from time to time. And perhaps we will check out John's roast pork for the next trip out east. All right, Midlife Crisis. Zalapsky Smurf, Jim Connell. Thank you for joining us. Philip Reynolds was here and D. Scott Howard early on. So thank you to everybody. I'm glad we had fun in the chat and apologize for a crappy game. Next week we will have potentially, let's see, we'll go ahead and close this down. If the game is meaningful, we will look at Portland and Buffalo as they battle for that promotion spot in the bronze division. And if we do not have, if that's not a meaningful game, then we'll jump right into the playoffs and start with some bronze division playoff action next week from the Dave Cave. So thank you again to everybody who came to check things out tonight. From the Dave Cave, this is Dave Little signing off. That's our stream, and I am out of here.